What is going on, everybody? Super Yankee for Life here once again. Gonna bring you guys a little vlog video here. Basically, this is gonna be like covering a couple topics that I had in mind. First off, the Super Bowl last night, which I thought was pretty good. I thought overall the Super Bowl was like a B, the B minus. The game itself turned out to be pretty well. I know San Francisco made a game out of it. Although some may argue it was because of the lights, although I just think it's kind of a bunch of BS. I don't think electrical problems should decide a game, or a momentum shift, I should say. But the players should decide the game, and they almost did. I mean, actually they did decide the game, but I thought Baltimore did a nice job of keeping their composure. I thought they made some very critical plays down the stretch, on both sides of the ball. Joe Flacco, I think he's elite. I think he is definitely an elite quarterback. Do I put him top 5? No, but I definitely think he's maybe top 7, top 8. I think he's definitely up there as far as some of the elite quarterbacks in the National Football League. He made some clutch throws last night. He made some clutch throws off the playoffs. I think he had like 11 touchdowns, no interceptions, which I believe ties Montana's record for most touchdown passes without throwing a pick in the postseason, which is phenomenal. I think he's going to get a lot of money. I think he's going to get top dollar from Baltimore, and he will stay as their franchise quarterback for many, many years to come. For Colin Kaepernick, nothing to be ashamed of. He's going to be big. He's already big, but he's going to be even bigger for many years to come as well. I think San Francisco has earned them a franchise quarterback, although Alex Smith, it sucks to be Alex Smith right now. He played so well before he got hurt, and then Kaepernick comes in and just takes his job out from underneath his feet, it sucks, but, you know, I mean, he has handled everything extremely well the past 2 months. So the game, Flacco, Kaepernick, I thought, you could tell San Francisco was clearly outcoached and outclassed in every way, shape, or form. Although San Francisco was, you know, they were a lot more aggressive in their play calling, I believe, in the second half, which obviously they had to because they were down by so many points. But I think Baltimore was a little bit more relaxed in the second half, which I think allowed San Francisco to get back in the game. I thought Ray Rice was going to be a lot bigger of a factor, which I think didn't really be the case. He had like 60 yards on 20 carries, which I thought was a little bit disappointing. But I thought Jacoby Jones should have been the MVP of the Super Bowl. Had that insane 108-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to open the second half, and they had that ridiculous 55-yard touchdown pass where he fell down, caught it, got back up, and just did ridiculous spin move and basically a foot race to the end zone, which I thought was incredible. I thought he should have been MVP, but they gave it to Flacco, but I digress from that. So all in all, I thought it was a pretty good game. The commercials were trash. Okay, the commercials were trash except for a couple. One, the Taco Bell commercial with those old dudes. I thought that was funny. And then the NFL Network type thing with Deion Sanders as what's his name? Leon Sandcastle. I thought that was pretty funny. For an old guy, for pushing like 48, or like, I don't know how old Deion Sanders is now, but he can still get up there. I think he could be a nice backup DB or safety in the NFL these days. So commercials for the most part were bad. Halftime show, Beyonce killed it. I thought the Destiny's Child reunion was a nice touch. It was one of the more entertaining halftime shows in recent memory, a lot better than the Black Eyed Peas. Oh my God, that was horrible when they performed. Who performed last year? I forget. Who cares? This year's halftime show was phenomenal. In my personal opinion. Beyonce killed it. Destiny's Child reunion was an excellent touch. So all in all, I give the Super Bowl a B to B minus. It was a little bit disappointing because I expected an A across the board, but the commercials were trash for a couple, except for a couple. Game itself turned out to be pretty well towards the end, although some may argue a holding call should have been made, but I think both guys were holding quite a bit, although the defender Jimmy Smith was kind of he didn't look for the football, which I thought was a little bit odd because I think they would have called it pass interference or holding or whatever on Jimmy Smith, which would have set up a first and goal at the 1 or something like that. But okay, whatever. But yeah, that's the Super Bowl right there. So it was pretty good. Definitely looking forward to next year with New York and New York, New Jersey area having it outdoors, which I don't know about that. It could be snowing next year. It could be not. Hopefully, there's no snow. We can only hope that Mother Nature is in a good mood. But that's not all I want to talk about. I want to talk about something it was a very important issue during Super Bowl week, which is the safety. It's almost like the future of the NFL. And President Obama definitely had some words, some thoughts about it, about how we can better protect the players, not just in the NFL, but through, in his words, the pipeline to the NFL. Pop Warner, college, Pee Wee football, high school, and then college. And he says, NFL, when you get to the NFL, players know the risks because the game is at full speed and the players a lot faster, stronger. I understand the players' mentality of, hey, we knew what we signed up for, so this all talk of the head trauma, the concussions. I get that. But at one point do we stop and go, okay, what's going to happen in 15, 20 years down the road? What's going to happen? What's going to happen when you can't remember your own name? I mean, there's players. I mean, there are retired players today suffering. Guys like Jim McMahon, who is suffering, I believe, from short-term memory because of all the blows to the head that he got. I forget who I don't know. I had a couple more players in my head that I could have brought up examples for, but I forget. My bad. But he's suffering from, I believe, dementia. I believe, which is I think is short-term memory. I don't know the exact medical term for that, but he doesn't. At times he can't remember, his own name, his wife's name or girlfriend's name or whatever. I understand the mentality of these players saying, okay, who cares if you have a concussion? Go, take your tests, and then if you're fine, get back out there. I think this mentality of players who, say, oh, we knew what we signed up for, I think it's starting to get a little bit old. Anything that the NFL can do to better protect their players from, like I'm all for it. Can it get a little ridiculous at times? Yeah, because obviously, when a defender goes up to swat a pass, from a quarterback and accidentally hits their helmet, it's going to be like a 15-yard personal foul. Can it get a little ridiculous at times? Obviously, yes, but you see but you still see the reasoning behind it, why they would try to protect the players. Although, it can be a little egregious at times. But I think the NFL is trying their hardest. They're trying their hardest to better protect their players. because they know 15, 20 years down the road, they could be suffering some serious illnesses, serious brain issues. If I was an NFL player, I would definitely take, a couple of cracked ribs, broken ribs over a concussion any day. I could handle pain in my stomach. I wouldn't be able to handle a concussion, a serious one, because I would want to be able to remember my own name, my wife's name, my girlfriend's name, my kids' names. I would want to remember their names. I would want to be there to take care of them. And how am I supposed to do that if I was suffering a concussion? That's just my thought. That's just how I feel about this whole situation, about player safety, player concussions, head trauma, all that stuff. Feel free to disagree if you want. I at least be constructive about it. That's just all I ask. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. Until next time, Super Yankee for Life signing off. Peace.